What's going on? Back plugged in again with your boy the Prophet. And so today, man, we're gonna be going over my best strong attack recharge characters tier list. So this is essentially going to be all the most relevant strong attack recharge characters. I believe like there's one or two that are like links that are left off of this, but essentially almost every strong attack recharge character is in the game. If you see one, make sure to let me know in the comment section. But we about to get it popping. Hope you got into the content. Let's get it lit. Drop my shit.
I'm going all in, I'm going all in, I'm going all in, I'm going all in. I got nothing to lose, yeah, nothing to lose. I'm going all in, I'm going all in, I'm going all in, I'm going all in.
I got nothing to lose, but still making the profit.
Back plugged in again. All right, y'all. So let's jump straight into it. This is going to be a tier list are generally longer videos, so we all understand that. But I will try to be as concise as possible. The reason I'm not going to slide everyone over, matter of fact, yeah. So I'll just start with it like this. Essentially, I'm leaving off like half the list so y'all can't see it right now. The reason that I'm doing that is because that's what makes sense. So, all right, so we'll go ahead and start with just the links thus far. I will try and be as brief about most of these characters as possible. We do have the Bleach Brave Soul Simulator right here, courtesy of the GOAT Soul Dex. Alright. Okay, so just a link, all around Ultimate All-Arounder. Okay, so I'll just kind of talk about this as well. So the characters that I have as just a link are either very old, or there are no expectations for this character, or at this time they're just simply too old to be relevant, or essentially it all comes down to what you expect out of the character. Okay, so out of these characters, like I said, they're all legitimately relegated to being links. Ururu, I would actually move her to okay, I guess. Just because she's just a link as far as frenzy characters go, but she can like auto a bit. So we'll put her here. Okay, I guess. Sounds good to me. Alright, so no really debate, no discussion about these characters. I almost had a whole other category for this chick. Like, her first is great. Her second is standard vortex radius, but her third is just so slow to activate. Her nat is real bad. All right, so we'll just do it right here. So weighted potential, I have Muken Aizen first in this category for the reason, of course, like when you say wasted potential, this is the main character. If they're wasted potential, that doesn't mean that they're not an okay unit at least, but it just means that they were supposed to be way better. Like, this Muken Aizen was supposed to be god tier, bro. Like, I should have screamed when I pulled him. I was happy, but I didn't scream. Alright, Quincy Ichigo was like, bro, there was so much hype around this character, and he just simply fell through. Projectile first strong attack, I don't mind it, but it's range collision, so it pushes enemies back. And the damage is massive, wildly inconsistent. As a matter of fact, all three of these first characters in weighted potential have a range collision first strong attack. I would say Aizen and Zomari have two of the worst first strong attacks that have come out in the past year, and that's really bad to say, considering that they're manga and can't for world. Quincy Ichigo, his second strong attack actually makes him do less damage. It splits out his magnifications into 3, so you can only really do full damage if you like shoot that thing off inside of an enemy. So Dark Rukia was supposed to be very good, She was supposed to be top tier when she came out. She almost has one of the worst lunges in the game. I don't even understand because Dark Rukia. Okay, so Dark Rukia. Okay, full bring Ichigo, Dark Rukia, and Baragon essentially all have the second strong attack. Full bring Ichigo has the most width with that type of attack. Baragon has second most, and Dark Rukia has the slimmest second strong attack like that. So it essentially just takes away from it tremendously. Looking at this Kisuke, his second strong attack is really bad. They tried something new with his second strong attack, but it's not good. His first strong attack, I guess isn't bad. It's kind of like a beam, not a projectile. I really hate doing this. I don't want to just keep looking up every character, but KS SMH. I just want to see what the range of his first says, or if it says, it says it's a projectile, so it is considered a projectile. And then you see the rate 350, and it's a projectile with range collision and a damage splits. His second is so bad, bro. I could have swore his third was full screen. I actually thought it was full screen, even though it was like that weird kind of AoE. Yeah, he's just wasted potential, bro. His sprite and his character model are so dope and so OP, but he himself is actually lacking. So it's kind of sad. But yeah. Taking a look at where we are now. Mayuri, bad first, boost move second, and then not even full screen third. He's just bad. Horrible killer. Having a bad killer is about the worst crime you can have in Bleach Brave Souls, to be honest. Having a bad killer is a crime. Same thing with Quincy Ichigo. Not only does he have a horrendous kit, but he has a terrible killer. The Noitora and the Riruka, they're in wasted potential just because they, at the time they came out, they were actually supposed to be good, and they're not. That Noitora, his first and second are both really bad. His charge attack third has a decent animation. He does have piercing Nad and a good killer essentially. Riruka has one of the worst first strong attacks in the game. I think it starts out melee collision, then turns to range collision. Like, it's just this little, like, that's what it is. It just has like this little bit of range in front of her, and the damage is just so inconsistent. It's a range collision projectile for a first strong attack. Like, it's not good, and it's just goop that just sits on the ground. That's terrible. Okay, so okay, I guess this Orihime, reason she's just okay is that her her second strong attack is ranged, and it really just takes away from her overall output as a just standard melee character. The collision is bad, and her first isn't that good either. She does have a good killer, and the killer that she had, there aren't very many good speed or round card killers even now. So she is an okay unit though. This Halibel, extremely narrow first, crawling vortex second, and not even full screen third. Her soul bomb ain't even full screen. Next, Tengu Rukia. She is a 14-star link, so she is good to have though, by the way. And she's more than just a link as well. That's why she's not in just a link. Tengu Rukia, bad first strong attack, crawling vortex second, and her third is a suction. It's not even full screen. She does have burn on everything, and she does have a round card killer, and attribute where round card killers are trash. So she's okay, I guess. Momo, I believe she has a round card killer, and her Nad slow. The swimsuit version of Orihime, she has a good first and a good second. I mean, a good first and a good third, but her second is very bad. She has a really bad killer as well. Ururu, she is a normal attack damage recharge character, essentially. She was good in PvP for a little bit as a stall character when you had the healing meta Unohana and maybe Tsukishima. I don't know, but yeah, yeah, she's a decent unit. She's okay, I guess. We'll move on to solid units, and starting off with Ikaku, he's great. He he's almost a slot me maybe, but his second strong attack you can't cancel out of it. And I don't believe he has any status elements, but he does have paralysis immunity, so that's really good. He has a good first strong attack. I like his third as well. This Uryu, his first strong attack is okay. I believe. I don't even know what collision is. I just know it's okay. It's not the best for racking up damage. His second is a crawling vortex, which lends him to the slower playstyle. And then his third is a highly magnified charge attack. So he's one of the only characters with a high magnification charge attack. So, and he does have a unique charge attack. So he's actually a pretty damn solid unit. This Halibel's pretty solid as well. She's pretty solid as well. Maybe you want to slot her if you like Halibel, but we have enough damn Halibels. So, you know, if you didn't want to slot her, that'd be cool too. So, yeah, I mean, she has a good kit. Projectile, first strong attack. Um, yeah, she has a decent kit. I'm not hating on her at all. She's a very solid unit. And guys, understand, bro. We're in solid units right now, and this is a strong attack recharge tier list. So all these characters are going to be good. Some of these characters might be the best that you have for their killer as far as melee or ranged. So, you know, if you're like, you got Halibel here, she's not bad. Like, these aren't bad units. These are all good units. Like, recharge is the best trait in the game for PvE, and these are all characters have frenzy, so none of them are bad really. Like, none of these solid characters are bad whatsoever, and you wouldn't be wrong for link slotting most of them depending on your account for sure. But moving on to Christmas Retsu, she has a good kit. Soul Reaper Killer, burn on everything, recharge of course. So not consistent damage. This Nell is actually really good. Projectile first, range collision, crawling vortex second, and her third is pretty good. Burn on everything. She has a good killer. She is not a bad unit at all, bro. Very solid. The only thing wrong with this Yodoichi is her killer. She suffers from a trash killer. So her first is range collision, projectile. Her second is a vortex, and her third is full screen. But her killer's bad, but she does have 4 flash steps. Loopy doesn't have a full screen third. His first is a nice dash in my opinion. I believe, I'm not going to look him up. Yeah, he has a nice dash first strong attack. I like his second as well. It's kind of a flurry of punches. That makes no sense. I hate how you can't see the radius of certain projectiles. The only weakness Kain has is not having Havoc, because he has Kaname's first and second strong attack with the full screen third, but no status element. This is the Technique Tenza. He's a very good unit. Somebody in the live stream tried to say he has a weak second strong attack, but he has good range. And I know it says it's a 525, but it smashes down. It's pretty quick to activate. Smashes down in front of you. This kind of strong attack is way better than a crawling vortex, you know, and it's better than some of the other variations of second strong attacks that they have in the game. Dude, his third strong attack is a lunging full screen attack, bro. Like, this dude has a great kit. He just doesn't have any killers. I mean, he just doesn't have any status elements. But this is a great unit, man, for sure. This Demon Geen, his biggest weakness is his second strong attack. It splits up his damage. His first is a dash. His second is one of those like quote unquote full screen moves where it like the animation affects the whole screen, but the hitbox is a little bit lacking on the outside. Lisa's a great unit, especially when she first came out. Her biggest weakness is she doesn't have paralysis on everything. She has it on her first strong attack and on her normal attack. But crawling vortex second, and then full screen third with pretty quick activation. Very quick activation actually. Senna is similar, very similar to Lisa, where she has a pretty good kit. You know, Vortex second strong attack. If I'm not mistaken, it's like an attraction vortex kind of deal. But she doesn't have any status elements, but she's still a solid unit. Like there's nothing wrong with her. So slot me maybe. We're gonna go ahead and start off with Kaname Tosin. He has Havoc, and his third strong attack isn't supposed to be full screen, but with 20% Havoc it is. That buffs him up to 1080 range, which does equate to full screen plus. Weaken on everything, Soul Reaper Killer, and in Havoc. So all of his strong attacks have a much greater duration, much greater radius of any character with the same kind of strong attacks. Jushiro, he's a great unit. His only weakness is that he doesn't have a full screen third strong attack. That's pretty much it. He's a 14 recharge, very great unit. I would say he is for sure deserving of slots, especially considering that he's a Mind Hollow Killer, and Mind Hollow Killers aren't doing so hot right now. So yeah, he's a great unit, great kit. Dash first strong attack, 180 mag second, and then 900 radius third strong attack essentially. This Renji has Havoc in the full screen charge attack, 1080 radius after his charge. The only thing I don't like about him is his first strong attack. If he would have had like a dash strong attack, I would like him a lot better. It's just like this, like, you know, circular like move that just surrounds him. It really reminds me of like a very, very OG strong attack. But he has Havoc, so it makes it way better than anyone else that would have this sort of strong attack. His second is like it's like armored Yodoichi. You know what I'm saying? It's like a punch, but it's like a keto punch, and it has a great radius. I believe it's like 750, and it has nice back range, nice side range, and forward range as well. Not that OP 800 radius that we love so much, but one of the best second strong attacks in the game. This Momo has a damn good kit, lunging first strong attack, and then her second is a little meh. It's kind of a vortex, but it's a much faster form of a vortex. So it will still get very potent damage off in a very quick field. And then her third is great as well. So she just doesn't have any status elements. A Ronkar killer for speed is kind of a rarity, so she is very much worth slots. I have this Yodoichi slotted, but then I have Hikone. Her first strong attack is range collision. Otherwise, she'd be in max slot me, please. Her first strong attack is the worst thing about her kit. Her second strong attack is amazing. Her third is amazing. Soul Reaper Killer, 4 flash steps, freeze on everything with Debilitator. This Riruka, she would be in max slot me, please, if she had Havoc. She essentially has Kaname's kit with the 160 mag second strong attack, and then a full screen third strong attack with paralysis on everything and great animations. Yeah, pretty good. I want her, for real, for real. She was one of my top picks in Chooser 6-star this year, but I didn't get her. Renji has a beam first strong attack. I believe his second is like a kind of a AoE sort of around him, where he chomps the claw, or he chomps, like bites at you or whatever. And I believe his third is full screen or 900 radius. Melee, projectile first. Yeah, exactly. 575 around him. Melee collision in the full screen third. We can attack on his soul bomb. So, you know, this Halibel has a great projectile. Lunging second strong attack, and she has a charge third. Just let me make sure she don't like have no crazy. Okay, so it's 570 to 900. Ruruka, the only thing she suffers from is not having the best killer, and her second strong attack isn't the best. Wait, is it her first or second? It's her first. That's not the best. And her second is a lunge. So she has a pretty decent kit, like 900 to 1000 radius. This new Mind Tenza, there was a lot of debate about him. A lot of debate. A lot of debate. I had him in Max Slot Me Please originally. And you know, people kind of pointed out that he has a range collision first and a crawling vortex second. He does have a nice full screen third strong attack, lacerate on everything, and a pretty good normal attack string for a range character especially. So I would slot him. He's a 14 recharge character. I would personally slot him, but he doesn't have a perfect kit. This kind of is what it is. So this white Ichigo, his second strong attack is similar to Dark Rukia or Batagon. His range is harder to tell because it looks like it's skinny, but it has it's skinny, but it gets wider. So you would think that the whole radius of it is just flattened out, and the animation is a little deceptive. But his third isn't full screen. It's 900 radius. He's still worth slots in my opinion. Sun or Sun, she's a very good character. She just suffers from not having any status ailments. Pretty good kid. Pretty good killer as well. She's the best tech hollow killer to this day, in my opinion. Then you move on to Kisuke. He would be a lot higher up, but he don't have any status ailments. His first strong attack, in most cases, lends him to do less damage, especially to mobs. And then his second is okay. The damage is highly segmented though, and his third is great. He has a revive mechanic with the special as well. This Ook has Havoc with the charge attack, which I'm pretty sure gives him full screen plus first. Has his first is 840 radius. Yeah, 1080 radius on his third. Great character still. No status elements though, aside from his soul bomb. This Ichigo has a great kit. He has Havoc, 2 lunge strong attacks, and a 1080 radius third. Once you add in the Havoc, he doesn't have devastation though for some reason. He's a 14 recharge link. He's still worth slots in my personal opinion, especially for, before Mugetsu came out, he was one of the best hollow killers for Heart still. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes. Y'all see what we got here. Y'all see who's at the top. As far as Max Slot Me Please, we starting off with the Heart Yoruichi, 4 flash steps, lunging first strong attack. She has a great radius on her second strong attack, which is a boost move. So she has infinite boost potential, especially since she has a 14 recharge link. In her full screen, someone said that her damage is extremely segmented. I feel like it hits really good though. I've never really noticed a huge delay in it, but it does last for a little bit longer than your average third strong attack. Kokoto's a sinner. This man has a full screen third strong attack, bro. Don't you try and cap him. Don't you try and disrespect this man like he don't got a full screen third, because it starts off as a suction and then goes to full screen. 1000 rate, 675 to 1000. The suction on the second strong attack is insane. 800 radius second strong attack like Toshiro, Hikone, Mugetsu, and then a 475 lunge with the standard 8-second cooldown. His biggest issue is he only has weakening on his third, and on his soul bomb he has paralysis. We'll go ahead and look at this True Bankai Renji Zabimaru. Havoc, so he has a 1080 radius on his third strong attack, 750 lunging second strong attack, and lunging first strong attack. My biggest issue with him is he doesn't have any status elements, and then his NAD string is a bit segmented with his last hit. 4th Fusion Hogyoku Aizen. Great kit, lends itself to the infinite boost playstyle. You can run him hybrid or just full frenzy because he has a 40% bruiser on top of his infinite boost capabilities. He has the best first strong attack in the game as far as lunges go. 700 or 750 radius, one of the two, but it's top. There's no other first strong attack like that as far as lunges go. Second strong attack is a decent radius boost move. His third, however, to me, it takes a while. It activates fast, but it hits in 3 separate waves, and the full damage doesn't happen until the last wave. So just depending on how the mobs spawn, that might not be the best. Still a great character. Still slot him for sure. Neliel, she's a recharge character, and you have to realize, I'll say this once and I'll say it again, Arankars do not have melee guard. So if you have these flurry characters or extremely high bruisers that have a Arankar killer, they're just going to chew through shit, bro. This Neliel absolutely rips. She is probably one of the best Arankar killer power characters, and she's not even, you know, frenzy. So great kit. Her third, you gather them in and you can still beat them down after. Every time she uses her normal attack, it's like a flash step. So she essentially has 4 flash steps. She's as essentially fast as a Yoruichi or a Soifon without long stride. Batagon, great kit. This man, bro, there's no other strong attack like this in the game. Oh, 1025. 1025, bro. Forward, just straight sweeping range. The AoE just incredible. His second registers as a beam essentially, or as a projectile, but it is a beam that stays on the ground with melee collision. Instantly wipes out anybody, and his first strong attack is great as well. 475. He also has long reach and bruiser just as a plus, weakening on everything. So Reaper killer. All right, Power Aizen. The thing that makes him good, and I'll just show you guys this. He has a melee collision first strong attack, even though he's a ranged character. All of his attacks are melee collision. That's why his damage just pops out so instantaneous. His melee is insane. I'll just show you guys this really quick. Look at his melee, okay? 100 magnification, 100, and then 360, 360. He essentially has a shotgun normal attack if you get enemies close enough. Great character. His Demon Geen, his kit is pretty damn good. Pretty good first. It registers as a projectile, but it's like a 575 range. So it kind of feels almost like a lunge, but you shoot it forward. That's just what it feels like to me. Pretty nice boost on the second. 900 to full screen third. Even if it is full screen, it doesn't hit all the way the same everywhere. So, but he's still a great unit. His normal attack string lends him towards pushing back as well. CS Byakuya, very great unit. He was in Slot Me Maybe, but after my stream and a lot of deliberation, he is where he deserves in Max Slot Me Please. Lunging first strong attack. Enhance 160 magnification on the second, full screen third, Soul Ripper killer, paralysis on everything. He has no weaknesses. Only thing they could have done with him better was give him like an extra flash step. Moving on. I may have screamed when I got you. First of all, Jurobankai Ichigo. I literally screamed when I got him. The reason that he's lower than the rest of the characters, but he's God tier, like I could just name this God tier, but I think you guys get the point, okay? If you have any of these characters, bro, you are extremely lucky. They're the best of the best of the best, sir, okay? The infinite boost playstyle, essentially how it happens. Your second strong attack is essentially a 40-second cooldown, which is longer than your third strong attack. So if you have at least 50% recharge, you can get that down to 20 seconds, which means you can pop your boost while you have your boost active, which means he gets enhanced magnifications. But the thing about the infinite boost playstyle is For a strong attack recharge character, you're going to be using a lot more normal attacks. You're going to use your boost, then you're going to use your first, then you're going to use your third, then you're going to use your NAD, then your first again, then your NAD, then your third, then your first again, then your second. Like, it's just a cycle where you essentially you're going to be just doing the same things over and over, but you have to throw in that NAD use because he gets the enhanced magnifications to that, and you don't get that second strong attack. You get it less than your third, essentially. So, great character. He has 2 immunities, which makes him amazing for auto. But when you have a boost and you're an auto character, you essentially waste that strong attack like 60% of the time. That's just one thing. Manga Tosh has one of the best kits ever thought of. Essentially, most of these characters have copy and paste of his kit. Lunging first strong attack, 800 radius second strong attack, and full screen third. Extremely quick activations. He is one of the only characters with freeze and weaken defense, so that gives him like a debilitating, almost weakening effect with his freeze. Some of the best strong attacks in the game, and his third just feels like it hits a lot more than just regular full screen because it truly does cover more than the full screen. Yamamoto, I will put him over Tosh because he has a bruiser, even though Toshiro has a much cleaner and a faster NAD string. Yamamoto has bruiser and he has 2 immunities and he has better stats. His first, I would say Tosh has a better one, but Yamamoto has a projectile with melee collision, so it's extremely potent. You can essentially shoot it off, and it'll attack at least 2 to 3 waves depending on the build and the enemy's killer underneath. Mugetsu, one of the best kits in the game. Once again, a copy and paste of Toshiro. Lunging first strong attack, 475 to 575 radius, 800 radius second strong attack, weakening on absolutely everything. Full screen third, double killers, hollow as well as non-affiliation, which does lend him to be an amazing character for almost every unit, for almost every game mode. He does heal in between quests as well as he has an extra flash step. Truly god tier character. One of the best built units in the game. The only thing they could have done better with him is give him long stride, which Ichigo should have long stride. He's one of the fastest characters in the series. Hello K-Lab, what are you doing? Hikone Ubuginu. The only reason that this character is not as good as Soifone, to be honest, he has a better killer, and weakening is generally better than poison, but his first strong attack isn't as good. It goes right to left, and you kind of leave a little damage behind. If it was just a straightforward dash, his kit would be phenomenal. He has an 800 radius second strong attack, debilitating and weakening on everything, and a full screen third. Long stride, meaning he essentially has 6 flash steps. Okay, so he has 3 flash steps, but his flash steps are the distance of 2, so that makes 6 flash steps essentially for him. One of the best built characters ever to come out. TLA Soifone, 14 recharge, queen. Okay, weak poison on everything, so even if she doesn't give the best damage output, she still has the potential to do incredibly broken and amazing things with her kit if she does proc that poison. So 26 minutes, you guys. So her soul bomb has burn, which means that if you won't kill them with it, you're going to do more damage than essentially any other soul bomb will, with the burn damage afterwards. And you are so much more likely to have a high level soul bomb Soifone than Hikone. So Soifone is actually good in almost every guild quest Hikone is. And the second reason, which is kind of uncontrollable, but it's still we're product of our environment at the end of the day, she has a Frenzy Stark link that go with her link slot. So she can do a Senkaizen, Frenzy Stark, and another 14 recharge link. So at that point, she would have more recharge and more strong attack damage. So supremely amazing character. I truly got to end the video here. This is probably the longest video I've done that wasn't a live stream. Of course, we're going over every strong attack recharge character in the game. Hope you guys agree with my tier list. Please weigh in. I will make sure to link this as well. Yeah, man. I think this is a great list. I think this is kind of good to have just for future reference, man. So hope you guys appreciate the list. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Prophet Nation, I love y'all. I'm out this mother.